Hello and welcome to this video on Ref Sports. I'm Snehashish Mukherjee and obviously I'm joined by Trishadi. And in this video we're going to talk about the Pakistan team's performance in the recently concluded ICC Women's T20 World Cup. So Trishadi, Pakistan obviously in that group 1 again. So there were obviously Australia, South Africa, India, Bangladesh and Netherlands. So in that group they have managed only one win. 5 games, 1 win, 4 losses, only 2 points with a net run rate of minus 1.872. But Trishadi, for Pakistan, the inconsistency, the unpredictability has been a recurring issue, right? But ahead of the tournament, we saw that Pakistan batters were performing better in a consistent manner, be it against South Africa, be it against Zimbabwe in home series. They are scoring runs. Even we saw, I think, 100. Yeah, we saw some fantastic knock down the order from someone like Fatima Sana, from the captain. But somehow in the World Cup, the batting unit didn't click.
Absolutely. I think, Pakistan went back to 2 steps behind and they almost undid the good work that they had done leading up to the World Cup. And it's unfortunate because, it all again boiled down to Fatima Sana. Yes, Muniba Ali did chip in, but she was inconsistent, top of the order. I don't know what happened to Aisha Zafar. Alia Riaz, Gul Firoza. I mean, the problem is if you again go back to Fatima Sana and Fatima Sana alone, then you're never going to go ahead. And one of the biggest examples of that, I think, is the way they bottled the Bangladesh game. Taking nothing away from the Bangladesh team, I think they bowled well. The fielders did a much more disciplined job. But we'll talk about that when we review Bangladesh. But if you come back to Pakistan, the way they bottled the chase there, it's so unfortunate. And if you look at all the matches, say for example against India, I thought they were extremely promising.
Yes.
The way they started in the power play.
In the field?
In the field, they were very good. In fact, in the field, they were almost as good as India, if not better.
Even with the bowling, I think apart from those last 2 overs.
Exactly, but you can't say apart from those
Yes.
last 2 overs, you have to, like for example, why did Fatima Sana bring pace? Everybody in this world know, and when we are saying this, don't start your drama of anti-national and all that. We are not saying that India should have lost or India would have lost. It's a game of cricket. Let's talk cricket-wise. You had India restricted. Richa Ghosh. Everybody in this world knows. Now, whether Pakistan team had not done their homework or not is a separate thing altogether. But if you had done your homework, you would know that Richa against lower balls anyway struggles, and she was struggling at that point itself when spinners, when spinners were bowling. So I think the timing of introducing the pacer and the way the pacers bowled towards the end, which became all the difference. And again, when Pakistan came out to bat, they started well in the power play. In fact, they were at a better position in the power play than India probably, or somewhere close. So as I was saying, even in the India game, in the power play, Pakistan was in a good position. After that, they started losing wickets. Deepti, of course, got the speed right, but they also started playing badly. That is there. Fatima Sana was then the last hope. The moment Fatima Sana got out, it was all done. And that was not the case before that. They were performing, the batters were standing up, and they were at least supporting Fatima. Now look at the South Africa game. They were, 45 for 7? That is when Fatima Sana played that fantastic knock. But then again, you cannot have one player playing so well.
Even 45%.
Yeah, 45 for 7. I remember because we were like, if they get
50
out
for 8 also, and then that partnership.
Exactly. So the point is, because I remember we were saying if they're 50 for 8 and if South Africa chases it down easily, then the net run rate advantage goes. Well, the whole concept here is Pakistan has gone back to the version that they were, undoing the last 6 months that they had really worked on the game, and I thought they were playing a good cricket, they were going into that next level. And when I say next level, they were not going to reach anywhere close to New Zealand or South Africa, India, England, Australia. They were not reaching that pyramid, but they were going to better their own standards, which is not happening. Wahab Riaz, as a coach, when he came for the press conference, the idea or the vision which he said, makes a lot of sense, sounds very, very good.
But the execution.
But execution, and is that, it's very easy to say Fatima should play fearless cricket or a Muniba should play fearless cricket. How much are how much is that security there for them to play a good game or to be fearless is very important to understand.
Absolutely. Okay, let me read out how their campaign unfolded match wise. So the first game obviously was against India. India batted first, we all know, 170 for 6, and then in replay Pakistan got bundled out for 106 in 17 overs. So then their next game was South Africa, as Tushari mentioned that they were in a bad position, 50 for 8. From there Fatima Sana's unbeaten 50, and eventually they managed 126 for 9. But South Africa chased it down with 2 wickets to spare, with 3.1 over to spare as well. Then the third game against Bangladesh, 123 for 6, Bangladesh scored. In reply, Pakistan were looking good at one point, but then again a batting collapse, and they eventually ended up scoring 100 for 8 in 20 overs, 23 runs short. Against Australia, 199 for 7 by the eventual champions. Then Pakistan got bundled out for 86 runs in 13.4 overs. Then against Netherlands also, Pakistan didn't bat it that much well.
Correct.
They scored only 126 for 6. Their bowlers did the job, getting Netherlands bundled out for 89 runs. But if you see, Tushadi, in all 5 games, their highest score is 126. So in a World Cup, if you really want to...
And before the World Cup, you were getting 170 regularly.
180, even in the warm-up also.
And 170 you were scored. So when you have reached a level where you are scoring, this is what I'm trying to tell you, Ashish. If you have reached a level where you are scoring 170 on a regular basis, come the World Cup, I'm not saying you're going to reach 170, but at least reach 140 on a regular basis. If you don't, means again, you have undone all the good work that you had done before the World Cup.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, but when it comes to star performers for Pakistan, who have done well so far, despite
Fatima Sana.
Yeah, Fatima Sana obviously with the ball.
That's
but yeah, third,
Nahida Akhtar was a little good with the ball.
Third highest wicket taker in the tournament, Fatima Sana.
Yeah.
So yeah, but with the bat, obviously highest run scorer, is Muniba Ali, 110 runs in 5 innings. But still, the strike rate, the approach, the intent is, there is a question mark. But still, the last question, Tushar, before wrapping up. What is the next step for Pakistan going forward?
I think Pakistan is playing. Let's see. I thought they have series lined up. Just give me 1 second.
I think Sri Lanka. Okay. But Tushari, what is the future for this Pakistan side? Going forward in T20s, how do you see it?
I think they have to now concentrate on playing series, a lot of series. Again, what I was telling yesterday, I think Pakistan should concentrate on playing series, more series, against Sri Lanka, against Bangladesh, Netherlands, Ireland. In fact, if they can afford to, if they can plan tours where they come to England and play. I mean, if not England per se, maybe a Ireland, maybe a Scotland, so that they can get used to different conditions. They are playing a tour against Sri Lanka, and they're touring Sri Lanka, which is quite a good, it's good because Champions Trophy is in Sri Lanka.
Yes.
So you can get
Same
used
format.
to conditions. Yes, you can get used to the conditions there. But again, are you sticking to the same lot? Are you moving away from that? What is the vision? And to be honest, does Wahab Riaz have a vision only in the press conference, or he actually has one, is what we are going to see in the next 5-6 months. Because before the Champions Trophy, I mean, if Pakistan performs this way in the Champions Trophy, it just makes no sense. In Asian Games, probably Pakistan will come out second or third.
Yes.
Again, much like India's goal should make no sense to them, or not something that it adds to India's gold, yes, but should not make India feel it's equal to the World Cup. In the same way, Pakistan too should not feel by defeating a Nepal or a Bhutan that they have done a grand job of their. So I think Asian Games is not the benchmark; it's the Champions Trophy. Your Champions Trophy is the aim.
Absolutely, but Tushari, in the upcoming T20 series against Sri Lanka, there is a chance that, not chance, I think Fatima Sana is not going to play that series. I think she has taken NOC from the PCB board because she wants to play that 100 tournament because she has been picked by the side. So I think, how do you see that move? Fatima Sana playing an overseas cricket, overall that will be a pretty much inspiring thing for the Pakistan girls.
When Rashid Khan had started playing franchisee cricket, I think it became a benchmark for the Afghanistan cricketers, a ray of hope, motivation. Because look, franchisee cricket is not only about the cricket, the exposure, but there is money involved as well. And we should not lie that money is important.
Yes,
you know,
yes.
nobody is doing, and playing cricket is a job.
Yes,
I
it's a
think,
profession.
of course, it's passion mixed with profession. Let's not make it sound it's holier than thou. You know, you will need money. You will need the money. Say, for example, BCCI does pay a lot of money to the players, but that's not the case with Pakistan cricket. Not all cricket boards can afford that. And I'm not saying Fatima took that decision for money, but I'm saying that there's a resultant part as well. But if you look at it from cricketing perspective, Fatima now has to take her game one notch up.
So in
That
that
will
sense,
happen only when she gets out, gets that exposure. And she cannot be playing in a WPL. So her options are 100, WBBL, wherever
WCPL.
WCPL, of course, you know, wherever she can get the franchisee. Now, when you talk about, again, WCPL, a lot of this are Indian franchisees, which is, again, that number of teams that can select her or would select her, franchisee leagues that she can play goes down. Ultimately, I mean, people can talk as much as they want about politics and sport being different. It cannot be different. You know, it clearly cannot be different. So then the numbers are less. So now that you have got the opportunity, grab it with both the hands, because if she has a good 100, it isn't about how many 50s she scored or how many wickets she gets. She will know exactly where is her cricketing standard. She will also take this lesson back home.
Absolutely. So let's see. We will keep an eye on how Fatima Sana does in the 100 tournament, and obviously how Pakistan do in the upcoming series, because as Tushari mentioned clearly that they need to be a little bit more consistent, because otherwise they will be stuck at this point
Yes.
for a long time going forward as well. So thank you for joining in. Hope you guys like the video, and if you like the video, then obviously like, share, and subscribe the channel also, and please follow Repsource for all the latest update. Thank you.